Are you having trouble prospecting or filling your sales pipeline and don't want to spend a lot of money on different sales software or apps for your team? Well, if the answer is yes, you're going to want to take a look at this video where we go through a great free way to get as many prospects as you can possibly handle. My name's Alex. I'm with Max Exposure. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll stay up to date on all the latest videos that we put out geared toward helping the small business community. So let's talk about one of my favorite sites, and that's ReferenceUSA. And if you're not using ReferenceUSA, well, I mean, there's just it's such a tremendous database and a great way to really target your ideal prospects. And the best part is, honestly, it's completely free. So that's one of the best parts, one of the best reasons to use it. So if you're not familiar with ReferenceUSA, you can access this through your local library website. You do need a library card. And then all you do is you go to your local library website. Most of them have a search bar. You can just search for ReferenceUSA and it should pop up. And so let me just take you through a quick tour of ReferenceUSA and just how we use it for our company. We have a quick search tab right here and an advanced search. I always go to the advanced search because I like to really target my ideal prospects. It just makes when I'm calling them or looking them up, it's just much more beneficial to do it this way. But you can see right off the bat, they have about 15.5 million business records. So right off the bat, you have a ton of businesses that you can go after. But let's really target our ideal prospect. So let me just show you an example of what I would do. Now you have all of these different filters on the left here. What I would do is I would start with our keyword. And so I would start with the industry that I want to start calling into. So let's say it's a restaurant. So I'm going to search for restaurants, and they have all different, they go even more in depth into restaurant supplies, restaurant this or that. Where's regular restaurant? Sorry, not rest. I need restaurants with an S. And there we go. I'm going to select restaurants. I'm going to update my count here. And you can see they have about 700,000 in the US. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to go search by city or state. So I might pick a couple different cities that I want to target, or I could pick a whole state. So for example, if I were going to pick, let's just use Ohio, for example. I want to call into some restaurants into Ohio. I update the count. There's about 22.5 thousand. And let's go even deeper though. The next thing I might do is I might look at their sales volume, especially as a marketing company. Usually the sweet spot is between 500,000 and 1 million in sales, because that's just going to help us target people who actually have a marketing budget. You know, you don't want to have to waste time necessarily talking to people who don't even have a marketing budget. So this kind of ensures that there's actually some sort of budget most of the time with these businesses. So again, you might want to do the same thing. You might want to target by a certain sales volume, city, state. You know, what type of business do you want to call into? It all depends on your business and what you're looking for. But as you can see, there are a ton of options here. And the next thing, again, I might go still even deeper, and I might look at the executive title. So I might only want to call into owners. And you can add a couple other ones, managers, and maybe general managers for restaurants. So I might only want the business records with the information of an owner, manager, general manager, decision maker that I'm looking for. I update that, and there's about 2,000 here. And so that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So I would keep that as is. So as you can see, again, if you want to call into Fortune 1000 companies, people at the Yellow Page ads, There's all different things that you can look for here. So once I update that, I'm going to click on this green button to view results. And I'm going to get a ton of information here. So right off the bat, I have my company, the company names that I'm going to be calling into, the executive, and phone number right here. So I have pretty much everything I need. I can click on this prospect and get a little bit more information. For example, maybe I want to look at what exactly the title is of the person that's listed here. So this person is the manager. And that might just shape the conversation of, how I'm going to approach them. Obviously, a manager is going to have different needs than an owner. For example, a manager might care more about efficiencies and making the restaurant run very smoothly, where the owner might care more about financial impact, things like that. So it honestly depends. But I can also click right to their website from here. I can click to their Facebook, their Twitter, so I can go check out their social media. So again, depending on what I'm selling, I could get a ton of information just from this site alone. And I can print this out. So I could have this downloaded and printed, and I could have my 100 businesses that I'm going to contact every single day already laid out. And again, it's just something that's completely free, which is awesome. You don't have to spend a ton of money on these sales apps and things like that when you have a phone and you have this free information at your disposal. That's really all you need. Everything else, yeah, sure, there are some great apps out there, some great software that would make your life a little bit more efficient. But when it comes down to it, this is really all you need to get started. So you don't need to invest a lot of money in the front end if you're just willing to put in a little work here and know exactly, things, know exactly about ReferenceUSA, how to access it and how to filter your ideal prospects. Because if you're just calling into all sorts of random businesses, you probably won't get anywhere. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I hope this kind of maybe opened your eyes. If you never used ReferenceUSA, or if you have, what do you like? What don't you like? Leave a comment below and let us know. And as always, have an awesome day today. See ya.